Okay, hello, I'm Haley. I am a triple diamond. If y'all don't know who I am, my name is 𝑹𝒂𝒄𝒆, and I have been in this business for 2 years now. The waiting room is literally filling up. I can't turn it off, so I'm going to try to admit people as fast as possible, but it's only allowing me to admit 20 people, and I'm hoping this doesn't max out. So I'm really excited. Welcome to the Race to Ruby series. I'm so pumped for all of you guys. I just basically just want to tell you guys like what Ruby is really quick for those of you who don't know what it is. Literally the average income is like $500 a month. Insert income disclosure statement here. Let me just grab one on my phone really quick. Hold on. I just used it. There we go. Look at all those beautiful numbers. Yes. Okay. So I do want to say that this series is going to be recorded and it's also going to be posted on my YouTube. But basically what this series is going to do is if you are not Ruby, it's going to help you go Ruby. It's going to help you make that average $500 a month, or it's going to help you help so many other girls become Rubies. Okay. And then obviously you guys can always come back and watch this entire series, which is going to be awesome. So all you need to be a Ruby, the chart that my team and I use, just because we know it's like the best chart and it makes the strongest Ruby chart, is the old hybrid chart that looks like this. So obviously where it says you is you at the top, and then you have 5 people under you. So 5 people. How many of you, drop a 2, do you believe that you can help 5 people literally this week? Drop a 2. You know you can help 5 people. Every single one of you should be dropping 2s, okay? Because that is literally less than a person a day, okay? If you have 7 days, I know that you can find at least one person every other day. There are billions of people in the world, guys, and if you are not sharing this opportunity every single day, either by posting on your pages, showing your face on your story, whatever it may be, no one knows you're open for business if you are not showing that you're open for business on the only social media platforms. That's what we work on. You guys have to show that you're open for business every day. And literally that's what we are going to teach you guys, is how to show you're open for business and how to bring in those mass enrollments. I already got questions privately. How do you enroll? Literally, we're going to be teaching you guys everything on here. So don't worry, you're not going to miss a beat. I've got the best of the best for y'all, okay? So just stay patient with me. But basically how to get to Ruby is you need 5 team members, and you need to help every single one of them get what we call the 400, get to the 400 club, which is basically equivalent. It's 400 in volume. Every single one of our products on our sites, which is on your personal site, you can check it out, is 400. In literally, it shows how to get to 400 in volume. It has the volume under every single product. So what I want to say really quick, every single one of you needs a notebook and literally a pen or a pencil. Doesn't matter. You guys need to get that out, because if there's something that one of us says, like the word host a post, and maybe you're brand new and you don't know what that is, I want you to write that word down. Not only should you be taking notes, but anything that you don't understand what that is, so that you can go to your enroller, the person who brought you on into the business, and literally talk to them and be like, hey, they said these 4 words and I'm not sure what these 4 words are. Can you please like help me? Because obviously we're going to answer all of your questions, but we want to get to the nitty gritty. Okay. So I just want to throw that out there. Please don't ask like basic questions like what's a customer, what's a distributor. Make sure you're writing that down. If you don't know the terminology that we're using, please write it down so that you can ask your enroller after the Zoom. Because again, we're going to be giving you all the best tips and tricks. So without further ado, I am so excited because I have asked my leader, Lindsay Burgundy, to be on here, and one of her girls, Rachel Ranke. So I'm going to actually find Linz, and I'm going to unmute you. Hold on. There's like so many people on here. Oh my gosh, we have a packed Zoom. I found you, Linz.
Woo!
Yes. Okay. Just go ahead and give us your story, babe, because there's so many people who don't know who you are and the rock star that you are.
Oh, stop. I'm blushing. Okay. Well, hey guys, I'm Lindsay. This past July, I celebrated 5 years in this business, which is so crazy because when I first started, I really just wanted an extra $300 a month. Backtrack, before I got started, my car broke down in the middle of the highway. No joke. I was literally going 80. And then it was like 60, then 40. And I was like, this is not good. So my car broke down and the reason why I'm telling you that is because after that, I got into a lease. It looks great on paper. And then all of a sudden you owe the bill and you're like, oh my gosh, wait, I don't think I can afford this. And so I was already working so many jobs and I was a nursing student at the time. Can you hear me? I feel like okay, sorry, my video looked weird for a minute, but anyway. So I was working all the time, but I still just like didn't have enough. Like I would literally go to work with holes in my pants because I couldn't afford new pants. My card declined for a McChicken, and that was like my never again moment. And I actually went to high school with Cassie Westland. And after we graduated in 2012, we didn't talk for a couple of years, but I still followed her on social media, thank God. And I remember always seeing things about her, like earning bonuses and like promoting. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I wonder what this is. But I never actually reached out. And she finally reached out to me one day and she was like, hey, have you ever thought about doing what I do? And I was just like, yeah. And she was like, okay, it's $99. And I was like, no. It's like, I don't even have 99 cents. Why are you doing this to me? But it was on my mind for so long. And guys, she followed up with me like clockwork every single Friday, asking me if I wanted to do this business. She was like, she literally would just follow up with me. And I remember Friday would come around and I'd be like, oh my God, I hope this girl doesn't follow up with me. And I was like, I know she's going to, but like, I can't say no one more time. So for 4 months, I rejected her. And then finally, I was just like, I need this so badly. I can't afford this car payment anymore. And so what ended up happening is I ended up selling all my favorite clothes at Plato's Closet. Plato's Closet is a consignment shop. And I got the rest of the money from my mom because I was a little bit short. I signed up on July 31st, 2015. And I would love to say, and the rest is history. And it was great. And everything was amazing. And I'm triple diamond and I'm number 156. And life is amazing. But the truth is, you guys, is I'm just like you. I was a beginner at one point and I had to go through the nitty gritty. I had to go through the blood, sweat, and tears. I had to realize my worth. I had to grow my mind along the way. I had to become a different person, literally, with every single rank. It's been the best journey of my life. There have definitely been ups and downs. There have been times where I wanted to quit, literally. And I'm so glad that I didn't, because it took me 9 months to go Ruby. It took me a year and a half to go diamond. And then that same year, I promoted to double diamond. In 2018, I promoted to triple diamond. And in 2018, I remember just thinking, oh my God, I'm going to go ambassador next month. Well, 2 years later, and here I am at a triple diamond. And I'm here to tell you guys something, that if you're fighting for the next level, I promise you, you just have to keep showing up and working hard, and God will bless you with that next promotion. You have to give him something to bless. You can't just be like, okay, where's my promotion? Like, are you like fall out of the sky and into my lap? You need to put in the work. Okay. Am I mad that I'm a triple diamond 2 years later? Absolutely not. I am so thankful. I love watching my team grow. And I know that God has such better things in store for me. Like, my plan is like this. His plan is too big for me to comprehend. So I never, ever, ever have wondered like, why me, or, any of those things. And I just want you guys to realize that if you're going through a phase in your business where you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, I promise you it's there. I promise you, you're going to get to it. You just need to work hard. You just need to show up. You need to stay close to the fire. You need to get on these Zooms and listen. Please don't make it white noise in the background, because the one thing that I say, or Haley says, or anyone says might be the thing that makes you go, oh my God, that's it. That's the thing. Now I know what to do. Because I'm going to tell you something. I've had those moments in the past. And if I hadn't hopped on Zooms or hadn't hopped on, live videos, or like back in the day, Jade used to do this thing called Periscope. And it was like an app that you went live on. And every single time that woman went live, I was there taking notes. Guys, you need to stay close to the fire. You need to take notes and then go apply it. Because after this Zoom is done, it's just going to be you. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do with that information? And so I just want to say that I'm so obsessed with this business, and you should be too. And honestly, the second I clicked submit, I caught the vision. And 5 years ago, I dreamt about all the things that I wanted to do, and they came to life. I dreamt about living on my own. This is my gorgeous apartment. Okay. I dreamt about having braces. I just got my braces on like a week ago. I've dreamt of all these things, like buying my first Louis Vuitton bag. Like, I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm saying it to show you that like anything you put your mind to, you can do. I'm a very materialistic person. I love all the things. Okay. Whatever drives you, make that be the thing that wakes you up every single morning. So I don't want to ramble too much because I want to talk about like Ruby and all that stuff, but was that good? Was that good?
That was
That
good.
was
And I think what's crazy is that, like, I don't know, like, I always like when you tell your story in the back of my mind, I'm always like, wow, I joined this girl 3 years in. So, like, please, like, remember that, like, in the back of your mind, like, it's crazy because I don't think when Lindsay was like, ready to quit, I don't think she was like, wow, if I just keep going in the back of her mind, I'm going to get my next triple diamond. So start thinking like that. Maybe in the moments where things get hard, start thinking like, oh my gosh, wow, I couldn't like it literally enroll my triple diamond tomorrow. So it's just, I think it's so crazy, like what can happen even like 3 years in, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people look at this and be like, well, I don't see instant success. Well, this is not, even though it may seem like it, it's not an instant gratification business. It's something you have to work at and be consistent at every single day, just like she said. So definitely give me all the tips on like what is working for you right now. What's your routine? Like what's a day in like the life of Lindsay? Like what do you do every day to produce the massive results? Because y'all, when I say she is always blowing up my phone with freaking LCs, like I want to hear all the goods.
Yeah, absolutely. So, gosh, discipline is the biggest thing, you guys. A lot of people ask for motivation. I don't believe in motivation. I believe in discipline. And so basically, let's just take you through a day. Let's say it's tomorrow. So tomorrow, so every single day I wake up at 7:30. Okay. Stop sleeping in. Okay. Stop. You got to stop. You got to wake up early. My goal, guys, every single morning, Cheyenne Knox and Kristen Kirkendall have a journaling Zoom at 10 a.m. You need to wake up at least 2 to 3 hours before that and get your crap done. Stop waking up at 9:30 and then being like, oh my God, the morning's gone and now I don't know what to do. Wake up early. Get up before everyone else. Okay. Because when you are a step ahead, you go places that no one else is going to go. You are going to go to that rank that people never hit in their lifetime in this business. There are some people who never even make it to diamond, but I promise you, if you start your day by waking up early, you're going to achieve great things. So I wake up at 7:30. The very first words out of my mouth is thank you so much, God, for waking me up today. Because when you have an attitude of gratitude, your day starts off amazing. Okay. The next thing I do is I make my bed. Make your bed. Makes you feel really good. Okay. Every self-development book in the entire world will tell you to make your bed. I make sure I have a balanced breakfast. Throw away the Pop-Tarts. And you guys, I'm saying this because when you do good things for yourself, you're going to get great results, not only in your life, but in your business. Okay. So I'm making like a smoothie every single morning. I'm taking my dog out. We're going for a little walk. And then I'm coming back in and I'm getting to work. Okay. So by this time it's like 8 o'clock. And the very first thing I'm doing is praying. And I'm usually praying for like 2 to 3 hours. Like praying doesn't have to be like this. Okay. I just believe in like praying, like I'm just talking to God. I'm telling him what I'm thankful for. I'm telling him what I expect out of that day. I'm asking him how I can serve him. When was the last time you guys asked what you can do for God instead of telling him and asking him what he can do for you? Right? The game really does change when you ask God how you can serve him. And so I'm praying, I'm journaling, I'm reading, I have devotionals. I'm maybe playing a little bit of my self-development book. Then I'm starting to get a post to posts. And I shoot for 10 before the journaling Zoom, but if I don't do 10, I make sure that I do get those 10 while I'm on the journaling Zoom. Okay. So I'm starting off the day really productive, and that just sets up the day for such a good mood, mindset, schedule. Now, after the journaling Zoom, this is my only job. So I do have to make time blocks. Otherwise, I will sit in one spot for like 10 hours. I'm not even joking. Like I'll forget to like pee. You have to make sure that you are also leaving room to do the things that make you happy. Because, like Pam Souter said, when you're doing things that make you happy, God is happy. So I'm making sure that I am working out. You guys have to take care of your mind, body, and soul. Okay, please, because when you're doing that, like I said, you feel so much better and your business is just exploding and thriving and all of the things. And so I'm making sure I'm going to kickboxing. I always have a rule. Haley will tell you, I'm like, I gotta enroll a loyal customer before I go into kickboxing. I gotta enroll a loyal customer before I go into kickboxing. And I'll set these little goals for myself throughout the day because I know the second that I come home, I gotta eat lunch and take Ben out again. And I have a routine. You have to have a routine. But in between, you guys, you have to do what's inconvenient, which is message. You guys, I get so freaking car sick. But today I was out with my mom and she was driving and I was getting a post. I was like so nauseous, but I was like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We just need to get up these posts because it's not convenient for me to get a post in the car, but I'm so committed to my goals that I'm like, I don't even care that I feel, motion sickness right now. I'm just going to get these posts up. That way, when we go into the store, they're blowing up. I come back, people are blowing up my phone, and I'm setting myself up for success. So that's basically my schedule. I mean, it definitely does vary as well, but I'm always making sure that the number one thing at the top of my list is enroll, take care of myself, and pray. So.
I'm literally so obsessed with that. And everything she said is true, like literally. And what I love so much about you, Linz, is you also create a lot of respect on your team. Basically, like we know when she, like, I don't know, like we know when she's not going to answer us, which it's not supposed to come across bad. It's good to have boundaries. Literally, we know that like Lindsay has her time for herself and then she pours into us because here's the thing. They always say, put your oxygen mask on first and then you can help others. So please remember that, like as you guys are growing a team, as you're growing Ruby, as you're taking on this new responsibility of being a leader and teaching so many other people, you've got to take care of yourself first, because if you don't and you don't show up as your best self, why in the world do you think they're going to show up as their best selves? Okay, so definitely keep that in the back of your mind. So I'm going to hop over to Rachel. I'm going to go find her, and then we're going to come back for questions for you, Linz. Let me see if I can find Rachel. Where are you? Oh my gosh. This is the biggest Zoom ever. I'm like freaking out, guys. This is amazing. Hold on, guys. I'm going to have to put it on like gallery mode because I can't find this girl. Rachel, if you just want to wave at me, I'll just appreciate. I see you. She's waving. I got you. Okay, I got her.
Hey.
Hey, girly. Okay, so you go ahead and you tell us your story.
Okay, so I'm Rachel. If you don't know me, I'm 26. I actually have two children, one 15-month and the other is 4 months. I joined this company in March of 2019, and I am an Emerald leader. I love this company so much. I'm not your average story. When I joined, Lindsay signed me up and she was in my inbox for a month, maybe 2 months. I can't remember, but it was a while. But when I joined, something that really stood out to me was Haley, because she actually went diamond when I joined. And I was like, who is this girl? Who is Lindsay? What are these people doing? Like, I don't have that type of life at all. But like Lindsay, I love the fancy things in life and I want to give my kids everything I can. So when I joined, I was 4 months pregnant, and my job, I was in an accounting department and my job wasn't really letting me off. If I was off, they were really down my back. I was getting behind in my work and it was really bad. So it came to the decision of staying home or just keep going to work and having a very stressful pregnancy, because I was considered a high risk because I also had 2 miscarriages before that, but that's okay. It was truly a blessing, because when Lindsay came into my life, it wasn't something that I was ready for. It wasn't something that I had any idea. I was never a part of any network marketing company. I've never even heard of It Works. I just was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So she came at me with a code to join for half off, and I was like, okay, okay, I'm going to do it. Let's just do it. So I signed up with her. And when I signed up, I didn't give this girl the benefit of the doubt. I was probably like herself when she joined. I gave her a little bit of her own tea, which was pretty sad. But when I joined, I didn't really know what I was doing. So I followed up, we did the things. And then shortly after, in October, I went Ruby. And when I went Ruby, it was a huge game changer for me. I started making an extra income, which was at $500 a month, give or take. Income disclosure, I'm not sure if I have to say that or not. But when I joined, I went Ruby, and that paid for my kids' Halloween costume. I had no idea how I was going to do that at the time. It got us extra diapers in the house, which is, again, something I had no idea how I was going to do that. So I'm not sure if I'm making sense or not, but that's just a little bit about my story. This business, I am able to stay home with my kids. That's something I didn't say. I did not have to go back to work after I had my son. It was a choice to either stay in this and go full time and make it work, which is the best choice, I'm just saying, or go back to something that I completely hated, that I knew I wouldn't ever rise above. I'd never get a raise. I'd never do anything that I would be able to with this company. And once I got Ruby, it kind of just opened the doors, and it just said, okay, you can do so much more with this. So I kind of stuck with it. And now I'm an Emerald leader, and I'm pushing for Diamond. And it's just something that I'm never going to give up. It's given my family so much, and it's come into our lives at the most perfect times. But that's just a little bit about me.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Literally every time that you talk about it, like, oh God, you just move
Yeah, I'm
so
good.
much. You're like keeping it together. I've been a ball baby all day. I was on Tony Robbins Summit, so like I'm just like all cries over here.
Yes.
So I think what I love so much, Rachel, is a lot like me, is $500 a month is a lot, right? And for those of you who think like, oh, well, like they're higher up, they don't understand the value anymore. Like we understand the value because at one point we were struggling too. And I think for me, like I joined for just an extra $100 a month for groceries because I didn't have grocery money. And like you were like for diapers, for my kids' Halloween costume. Like
Yeah.
that's just so amazing. Like I just love how like it's just even the little things, right? And so for everybody who's listening, whether you are wanting to go Ruby or you're already a Ruby, I want you to drop either why you joined or what this money would do for you. What an extra $500 a month insert. I already answered the income disclosure statement. But what it would do for you. Because again, for me, it was groceries, and that's what kept me going, right? So Rachel's here telling you her story, you know, many months later, and telling you that it was diaper money that got her to where she wanted to go. You know what I mean? So I feel like for me, it's always good to have your why at the front of your mind when you're on these Zooms to inspire you and be like, yes, just like her, I have a why. Maybe it's not diaper money. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's loans. There's so many things coming in right now, but there's a lot of you guys, we all have a why, and that needs to be your front and center of your mind every single day. Something that you're pushing for. Okay. So what I want you to do now is basically just walk me through your day, because you, oh my gosh, your enrollments have been through the roof in the last 2 weeks. Like literally Lindsay's texting me, I'm like, did you see Rachel? I'm like, oh yeah. Like, so you got to tell us what you're doing every day, because you're freaking killing it.
Thank you. That makes me feel so good, especially coming from you guys, because I look up to you guys so much. And like, that's another huge thing is I don't even know you guys, and you guys have changed my life so much, but now I do. But my everyday life is not the same ever. I wish I could wake up at 5 or 6 a.m. and get my day started and do what I have to do. But with my 2 kids, they literally own me. I don't know what's going to happen until I know what they're doing. So my daughter, she still wakes up every like 2 to 3 hours at night to eat. When she wakes up, after I get her settled, I am messaging, even if it's at 2 in the morning, if it's at 4 in the morning, I am messaging for host to post. That is something that I do all day. And I did not used to do that. I believed in host to post, but I was like, okay, I can do it when I feel like it. Or if my kids are both napping, that's when I'm going to get a post to post. But no, that's not the answer. The answer is just to stay consistent and go with it. So I'll wake up, say she wakes up at 4 a.m. for a bottle. I'll wake up with her. I will get out my host to post messages. I'll go ahead and look at what I'm going to post when we actually get up for the day. And then as soon as I wake up, I get my post up. I'll message, and then I'll send out my cold messages on Instagram, and I'll get my stories up. While I'm doing that, everything else is going on in my life. I'm changing my kids' diapers. I'm getting them fed. I'm getting them set up, whatever they have to do. I definitely love the block schedules. That is something that I've definitely started to do within the last 2 to 3 weeks. So my enrollments, like Haley said, has gone up, but it's because I'm implementing things that I'm hearing on these Zooms. So about 2.5 weeks ago, I texted Lindsay after a Zoom that I listened to. I was not on my phone the entire time. I had my headphones in my car because I could not let the family get in my way. They were in my car. I was in here. I heard it, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wake up and do the things. So after I wake up, like I said, I get those messages out. Once my kids are kind of calm, I'll go ahead and get my post ready for the rest of the day. I will go to Instagram and I'll work that account. And then I will respond to everyone. After that, I will put my phone down for about an hour or two, and I'll respond if I have my phone in my hands. But I'm also with my kids, and I'm giving them the time that I truly believe that they deserve, especially with everything going on because we can't go anywhere. So they'll get the time that they deserve. When they go down for a nap is when I'll go back on my phone. I'll make sure that if I already have 10 hosts to post up, I'll do it again. I'll challenge myself to get it done before they wake up from their naps. I have definitely started to journal every single morning. If I can't get it done in the morning, then I'll make it a point to get it done before I go to bed that night. The best thing about this company is you own your own time. You can make your schedule. You can do it the way you want. And it's truly a blessing because my business has skyrocketed since I've started implementing everything that they say on these Zooms. So that's like a huge note. Definitely do that. At night, after dinner, after the day's done, I'll put my kids down, give them some more time to themselves. And then at night, I'm staying up till at least 2 or 3 a.m. Some days it's only midnight, but that's when I'm getting up more host to post. I'm getting myself up or setting myself up for the next day. And then I am sending cold messages. I send about 20 to 25 every hour, 2 hours on Instagram. And then I'll do the same thing on Facebook, but they kind of go back and forth. But other than that, that's all I'm doing. I thank God every morning now. I talk to him. I thank him for the little things. I thank him for the food on our plates. I thank him for the income that I'm able to make with this business on a daily basis. If I even get a host to post up, I have put my phone down and I thank him now, because that's growing a network in such an amazing way that you really don't get it until you just start doing it. So that's just a little bit of how I work daily.
No, I love that. And I just want to say really quick for both of them, I want everybody to listen to me when I say this. Did anybody notice a common theme? They both start their morning with gratitude. Okay. So I feel like for me, that was like one of the hardest things to like start implementing that I didn't realize that I needed because I was like, oh yeah, I'm grateful. Like, who likes to be told you're not grateful enough? No one likes to be told that, right? But I had to look in the mirror and be like, wow, I'm really not as grateful as I think I am. You know what I mean? Sometimes we just get caught up in our days and we're like, wow, I didn't thank God or the universe or whatever you believe in. But for me and for the girls, it's God. And like, I'm like, wow, I didn't thank God for the food on my plate. I didn't thank God for waking me up. And so it's just the little things, because at the end of the day, I personally know that I cannot get to where I'm going without him by my side. It takes miracle work, right? And I know that he can perform that. So for me, it starts my day as well with waking up and journaling first thing. If I'm not just on the journaling Zoom, I have my own journal. Guys, it was $5 at Cracker Barrel. Like literally, don't make the excuse of I don't have time or I don't have money, because at the end of the day, we all have the same 24 hours. But what are you dedicating it to? Netflix and scrolling? Or are you dedicating it to pouring into yourself and growing and strengthening your mind, your body, and your business? because at the end of the day, this business can pay you more than any 9 to 5 you got. I promise. Okay. Mark has said it. Cindy, Pam, everybody has said it. So start literally tuning into these Zooms and soaking it all up, because we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. And I can tell you right now that if you start thanking God again, or the universe, or whatever, for your day, for the blessings that he already has for you, they're going to come. They may not come immediately in like microwave instant gratification like we want. I feel like a lot of people are like, thank you so much, God, for my 5 LCs. And then you get 0 and you're like, well, thanks a lot. Yep, you didn't deliver. Wait, because what if they're supposed to come tomorrow? But because you got impatient, they didn't come at all. Did I just smack anybody in the face? Like, I hope so. Because guys, seriously, so many of us are like, oh, I pray for this, I pray for that. And because it doesn't come tomorrow or the next month, you get impatient, you get ungrateful. When in reality, he's just waiting to give it to you. He's waiting for you to stay patient and trust him. Okay. So my question, I'm going to start with Lynn's first, Rachel, and then I'm going to get to you. So Lynn's, you literally are just always doing all the things, like literally everything. So I guess my main question is, as far as host to post goes, what's your best method? Are you getting up like a giveaway host to post on Facebook? Are you cold messaging? What's your best way to get up like the most host to post? Because you were like, I do it in the car. I do it 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So let me know, like, what's your like best way to get up the most?
Yeah, absolutely. So my rule of thumb is I'm always doing an income producing activity. So we all know that like Haley just said, like we all want that instant gratification. And I think that a lot of people, they get off Zooms and they're like, I'm going to go do host to post, and they get one up and it gets no comments. And they're like, well, host to post doesn't work. No. Listen. So when like a typical day of mine, when I'm getting up host posts, I have always believed and stand by cold messaging. And I basically just incorporated cold messaging into host posts, because back in 2015, I mean, that's what you did. You cold message. There was no such thing as host posts. I mean, even into 2016, like we did not have host posts. So we were just directly messaging people. So that's all I ever knew. So I start my day out by sending out cold messages. I also make sure that I'm doing some sort of interactive post on my Facebook to also get cold messages, not cold messages, to get a post. For example, today or yesterday, I said, like, what's your biggest fear? Every single comment will get an entry into my $300 giveaway. And everyone who comments, I just message them and I'm like, hey girl, I got your comment. Would you mind just putting up a quick status for me? And spreading the word about my business, and I'll enter you in. Sound good? And honestly, you guys, like, people want money. So like 95% of people say yes. The other 5%, if they don't answer, I actually keep them on the back burner. I will either message them again and I'll say, hey, like, did you still want an entry? Or sometimes I'll even get fancy and send them like a loyal customer cold message, but I never leave any stone unturned, meaning every single person I come into contact with, I'm making sure that I'm benefiting them in some way, which means I'm either offering them the products, the business opportunity, or they're getting a post for me. And obviously in return, they're getting a chance to win cash, right? So I am constantly doing income producing activities. So I'm going to tell you something. While my 10 host to posts, because I didn't really clarify this before, I don't want to get like too intricate because everyone has their own schedule. But while my 10 host posts from the morning are blowing up, I'm cold messaging for loyal customers and distributors. And then I take a break from that, and then I get up more host posts. And even in between the cold messaging for loyal customers and distributors, we all know not everyone says yes, right? So the people who say no, I'm like, no worries about it. Would you mind doing me a different favor? Yeah, sure, what's up? And then I ask them to host post for me. It's that simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Just every single person you talk to, I always say, I go through the 3 steps. I cold message them, I offer them the things, and I don't walk away from that conversation without either getting up a host post or like getting their number, for them to become a potential. And yeah, I do count my host posts because that's how I stay accountable. and I make sure that I get up as many as possible. There was a time where I always was like standing by this number of 30, but then I kind of realized like the more the better. So let me just keep going no matter what. And I'm just going to go and go and go and go, because all I ever think about is every single leader ever saying, do the next right thing, do the next best thing, do the next right thing. And Ed Milet, he's always in my head. He's like, one more, one more, one more. And I'm like, okay, all right. So I always get up, one more host post, one more message. And I go to bed and I feel so good about myself and my business because I know I did everything freaking possible. So I hope that helps.
No, it definitely does. I love that so much because I think that too. Basically, I love the one more. I always think of Pam in my head because she's always like, don't you go to bed. Don't you lay in your bed. Don't put your head on your pillow if you don't have your minimum 10. Obviously now for me it's minimum 20. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, God, I have 19. Pam's going to be so mad at me if I go to bed. Like, guys, I know it's crazy, but like, I look at Pam Souter and what she has done and who she is, and I'm like, wow, if I want what that girl's got, I got to do what she says. You know what I mean? And that's why I literally always did what top leaders said, because I was like, well, I'm not there yet. So I can't be like, well, that doesn't work, or I can't do that, because I'm not there. Okay. They got to where they are by doing what they do. So my other question is, how do you make time to do all your amazing reels? Because you are literally blowing them up every day. It's like reel of Lindsay, and they're bomb. They're so good. So like, tell me, how do you make time for that? Because girl, like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't always look my best every single day. I don't do my makeup every day. So let me know what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually made this commitment to myself. I was at Nay's house shooting a TikTok, and I just remember leaving that day and thinking, why can't I do this every single day? And when I commit to something, I actually feel like I have a very guilty conscience. That's why you'll never catch me like lying or anything. So when I like commit to something, if I don't do it, I physically feel like nauseous. Like, I don't know. Can anyone relate to that? Drop a one in the chat. Like, if you have got, when you say you're going to do something, like you need to do it. Otherwise you feel like just off. And let me just tell you guys something. That is called being in alignment with your goals and also having integrity in your business. Because when you say you're going to do something and you actually do it, you're working with integrity. And when you're working with integrity, you get the best results. And when you're in align with your goals, like, you know that by getting up a reel every single day, you're going to get at least one distributor every single day, then that's what's going to happen for you. So I remember I left Nay's house and I was like, why can't I just do this every single day? And so I was like, all right, let me get smart about this. How can I do this every single day with also not wasting a bunch of time, because we don't get paid to edit reels or put them up. We get paid to enroll. So what I do is once a week, actually tomorrow is my reels day, I will do my hair and makeup, and I will put on like 6 different outfits and shoot 6 different reels and shave them. Wow, speak English, Lindsay. Save them to my drafts on my phone. That's it. And every single day I post at least one. I've been on this streak, and I will not go to bed without posting at least one reel. And I'll also share it on TikTok, because I'm trying to go viral for the business, obviously. And so when I committed that to myself, I was just like, there's no way in hell I'm going one single day without doing a reel, because I know that this is going to reach so many people. And you guys, every single day since, I've gotten at least 2 to 5 influencer applications. I'm growing my network by 2 to 5 people every single day. Ask yourself, how many potentials do you have coming in every single day? Because I'm going to tell you something, even though they might not say yes right now, 2021 is right around the corner, and they're going to say yes then. Conference time, it's going to explode. Everything is going to boom, and we're going to see who has actually been planting their seeds. I'm going to be able to look at your tree and see how much fruit you have on it by the work that you've put in right now. If I'm over there looking at your tree and maybe you don't even have a freaking seed planted, I know you didn't do anything this entire time. Don't be that person. Be the person that has multiple trees. Like, let's just be real. And the reason why I say that is because I make sure that I'm planting seeds, I'm getting potentials in my phone, and I'm making an impact on people every single day. I know you asked about reels, but I kind of got off topic, but it's fine. I do a reel every single day, TikTok every single day. You're lying to yourself if you think you don't have time. Just do a bunch in one day, change the scenery, change your outfit, do different things. You don't need to know how to dance. You guys see me, I obviously don't really know how to dance. I'm like doing some weird motion. How bad do you want it? Get in front of the camera and shoot a reel, shoot a TikTok, do the things. So
I think it's so funny because I watch your videos and I'm like, oh, she's such a good dancer. So I literally am like, I gotta get better. But I think what I love so much about both of you that you both said, sorry, I'm like getting hot. I'm like rolling up my sleeves, I'm sweating. But I think what I love so much is that like you guys are so busy and like you literally fit, you're like, okay, I don't have time every single day. And I may not always, obviously want to do my makeup every day. So I got to like fit in an hour or two and do them for an entire week. Like that's genius. I love that. And there's no excuse. There's definitely no excuse because let's just be honest. Let's all be honest here. Drop a 3 if you have, doesn't have to be today, if you have any time spent over an hour scrolling through TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. I'm going to drop a 3. I'm going to be real. Okay, I've definitely done that. It wasn't letting me comment. We all think I'm lying. Yeah, look at all that. Look at all that. So I don't ever want to hear that you don't have time to work this business because it literally takes, guys, I can't even tell you. It literally takes, Linz, I'm trying to remember the exact number, but I think it was like in 30 minutes, was it 6? It was like 16 hosts to post up. 30 minutes, 16 people posted for me. And I literally had 10 of them blow up. The other 6 were duds, which is fine. But like 10 of them blew up. That's all it takes, guys. From those potential customers, potential distributors, everything. Okay. So one thing I want you to know is that you can do this business no matter what you have going on, right? I want everybody to drop a 1 if you have a full-time job. If you're a mom, if you go to school, if you have multiple jobs, if you're a dog mom, I want you to drop a 1 if that's you, because there is all walks of life on this team. And this is, yeah, me, Rachel, and Lindsay are all going to drop 1s too. Why not you? Why not you? I went Ruby in my first 40 days, And this is what my chart looked like. It looked just like this, okay? One of these slots was my boyfriend, because I was like, will you please sign up and be a distributor, right? I took care of it. He didn't do any of the work. I did it. But I was like, I was so hell-bent, sorry for my language. I was so hell-bent on literally making $500 a month because I knew that it could change my life. And so I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I did it, right? It's a decision. And then deciding to do it every single day, taking action. Like Lindsay said, it takes consistency. She doesn't get up and is like, oh, thank you, God. I'm very grateful for my day. Why don't you just take over? I'll just sit back. I'll just chill. Why don't you go get up those host posts for me and make those TikToks? That'd be great. No, Lindsay goes in and puts in the work, but she has a life. She goes to kickboxing. She takes care of Ben. She watches Margot, who is her niece, sorry. But like, she literally has a whole blown life. And Rachel, I'm gonna let you take the floor. And now my question is, obviously you're a mom, you've got a lot going on. How do you deal with mom guilt? Because I want everybody to drop a 2 that's a mom on here, because I know that there are so many people that have guilt that they're working their business instead of spending time with their kids.
Okay. That still gets to me all the time. That was something that I let myself struggle with for way too long. No matter what, when you're a mom, you're going to feel that guilt when you're in the grocery store, when you're on your phone, when you're watching Netflix, when you're doing anything. That guilt is always going to be there. It's definitely something you learn to live with and just push through. Do you want your kids to tell you later on, Mom, I want this, but you have to say no? Or do you want to tell them yes later on and they know why you can say yes? That is something that I heard on a Zoom too, and it just stuck. It's there. So mom guilt is so scary, but you can definitely get past it. Just look at those babies' faces and think about telling them no. Like, you don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to tell them no. But when you look at them and just remember every sacrifice that you've made having them. It's worth it. Like, what is it going to do to yourself? I always find myself when I'm in those ruts, I'm like, okay, this is the moment where I need to pull myself back out and just start doing the things, because it's going to pay off later. I love being home with my kids. I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to go back to a 9 to 5 ever. And that mom guilt right there, you have to make the choice to just let it go. Just let it go.
I love that. And my next question for you. Oh wait, I lost it. Hold on, it'll come back to me. I had it and then while you were talking. Oh, so you literally, you are I'm not joking. When I open up my Facebook, you are the first live post I see every single day. It never fails, you guys. This girl is a post queen. How do you get the inspiration? So I want everybody to drop a 3 if you struggle with coming up with creativity for posting, right? Because we got to post every day, right? Where do you get your inspiration? Like, do you get it from top leaders? Or is it just something that you're just like, I had to figure it out and become creative? Like, what do you do basically?
Honestly, just that. You just got to get creative. So some nights, like I said, I'll wake up at 3 or 4 with my daughter and I'll make one right then and there, and I'll save it in my drafts. Or I'll go to our team pages, and top leaders have so many examples on there for you to use. I save those to my phone. I'm like, okay, one day I'm not going to have time. I'm just going to use that and use a cute picture. So that's another huge one. If you're in whatever team page you're in, there's definitely something in there for you. That's why they put them there. Another thing that I do is, so I'll be in this business for 2 years in March. I scroll back on my Instagram and I'll just like copy one that I used like a year ago. I'll just repost it. So there's always something you can do or something you can find. And it could be as easy as just a now hiring or a live post or something. But definitely use your tools and your resources, because that's where I find a lot of my good ones that I've thankful because of my uplines that they put those on there.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, whenever we had that too, I would find myself and be like, oh, like I would look at Lindsay's page, for example, and I'd be like, oh my God, she posts so good. And so I would literally scroll back. Do you guys like the eyebrow raise? So good. And I would scroll back on her Instagram, and this would be me. I'd be like, and I'd scroll back and I would literally just go back like a year and a half and I'd be like, oh, that's a good one. I would literally copy and paste it and word it in my own way and my own picture. And everybody's like, oh my God, this is such a good post. And I'm like, yeah, it's from Lindsay, like, and that's literally the beauty of this business, you guys. Like I learned everything from somebody else teaching it. You're on this Zoom learning right now from us. Take it. Don't feel like I have to create everything and I have to know how to do everything, even though I know nothing. Like, no, that's like what Rachel said. That's why team pages exist, right? There's whatever team page you're in. I guarantee you search the word life post, so many ideas are going to come up. So many ideas. And of course, you guys can obviously follow your top leaders. And if they post a really good, what I will do, example, Lindsay will post a really good cleanse post. I will copy and paste it. Listen carefully. I will copy and paste it from her Facebook. Go into my notes. Yep. Paste it right here. And then 2 weeks later, I'm going to come back and be like, oh yeah, that cleanse post. I post it literally like at least 2 weeks later so that I'm not posting the same thing and messing with her algorithm. But obviously if it's a good post and it got comments, it's going to work for me too. But obviously I use it later. Please use follow the example of top leaders. That's why we're here, right? We're here to show you guys how to be successful in this business. Do not take our posts verbatim and post it 20 minutes later. I've had that happen. Please don't do that. Don't be that person. It's not fun. Okay. And you're not going to get as many comments, and neither am I. It messes with the algorithm. Just trust me on that. So I also wanted to say, do you have as far as messaging, you both said that you cold message. Do you have your favorite message that you want to share? What's your best cold message? Whether it's for host a post or for Instagram, do you guys want to put it in the comments? I can drop mine too. But I was going to say, how do you choose who to message? Cause I got that private message. how do you choose who to message? I'll mute you both. You guys can both talk.
Okay. Hang on. I'm just copying my that's my host post message, and then this is my loyal customer message, and then that is my distributor cold message. Oh wait, actually. Okay, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I thought I sent the wrong one. I message everyone. I mean, you don't pick and choose. You have no right to say who needs this opportunity and who doesn't, unless like they like have no profile picture and haven't posted since 2011. They might not be a good candidate, but you just want to message every single person, and that's just what it is. You cannot sit there and say, well, I don't feel comfortable messaging this person, because just imagine if Cassie was like, oh, I haven't talked to Lindsay in years, I don't feel like messaging her. She would be missing a whole entire triple diamond person on her team. You know what I'm saying? Like, message that person on your chicken list, the person you're too chicken to ask, just ask them. You guys, I don't know why, but I never thought to message my high school Italian teacher that I'm Facebook friends with, and she still buys the keto coffee 2 years later. She's a loyal customer for life. Like, just ask the people. The only thing you're going to get told is either yes or no. And if they say no, okay, move on. All right. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. Rach, I don't know if you want to add in.
And there was a question in the chat. It says, I always end up messaging people who are under 18. Do you have any tips for that? That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, you guys can't really tell if someone's 18. Sometimes, I mean, gosh, 14-year-olds be looking like my age these days. You just have to use your best judgment. One thing that I did realize is, like, I can tell if someone's under 18 by looking at their face. I mean, if you have 2 seconds to look at their profile, just do. A lot of the times, if people are still in high school, they'll actually put their high school acronym plus their year that they're going to graduate on in their bio. Like, they'll put like LHS class of 2024. Okay, well, that person might be a little bit too young. Okay. So just make sure you're going through your followers and using your best judgment. I mean, I wish there was like a perfect way.
Yeah. So this one, I'm going to answer this one. How do you get over the anxiety of cold messaging or asking people to do host to post? You just do it. It's like the best advice I can give. Like, you have to train your brain to just be like, it's a message. Nobody's going to come beat you up. Nobody's going to come into your house and yell at you. It's a message. You're behind a screen. Okay. You guys aren't even going door to door. Some people had to do that years ago. Some people still do that. So like, be grateful that like, this is not life or death. Okay. This is a phone, and you literally have the world at your fingertips to talk to. Okay. With that being said, please don't be a different person other than who you are. Right. So what I find myself doing, which may be scary for a lot of you, is I voice message, because I want people to hear how excited I am for them to try the products, for them to become a part of my team, all of the above, right? I want them to hear how excited I am. So I show my voice. I voice message all the time, which is why I'm always losing my voice and it sounds like this. But that's my best advice, because somebody also asked, like, how do you be yourself? You just be yourself. Literally show up as yourself on your stories. Every single one of us, if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you go to our stories, our face is there, guaranteed, because we always are showing ourselves, showing that we're a real person. So when you're following new people, okay, they know who you are. They know you're a real person. The first thing they're going to do is click your story, and they're going to want to see, ooh, what's this girl all about, right? And they're going to click on Lindsay and be like, oh, she's got a cute little dog. That's really nice. They're going to click on Rachel and be like, oh, she's carrying a baby and she's working from her phone. That's pretty cool. Okay. Another question that we got, Rachel, I'm going to have you answer this one, is how do you know who to follow on Facebook and Instagram?
Okay, so a cool thing that I've been doing is I actually, on Instagram mainly, I use the hashtag like 22nd birthday or something, and that's how I get above 18. And then if they are a mom or they have like family photos or something, I follow them right away. Hashtags are huge. So I look up Irish twin moms because my kids are less than 12 months apart. I look up hashtag girl mom. I'll just follow girl moms. Like, just use your mind. Like, just what do you like? I know Haley loves Friends. If you look up that TV show, I'm sure you'll find a bunch of people that you can follow. I love Grey's Anatomy and I will always be obsessed with it. I've seen it like 4 times now. I go to their groups on Facebook and I literally just add. And if they don't add me back or they say something rude, okay, bye. Just keep going. Just keep on going. Just keep going.
I think I'm gonna like hashtag K bye. That was fantastic. Yeah, literally, I feel like so many people are afraid to be told no, and it's like it's a not right now. Okay. And the way that I always think about it is it's a foot in the door for them, because the moment that let's say I message Lindsay and I'm like, I send that message that she sent above and I'm like, hey, would you be interested in trying my products? Can I give you some more info? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, no worries. Like literally. But basically what I say is I say, no worries, I'll send mine. I say, no worries, I totally understand. Actually, I don't have it on here. No worries, I totally understand. Have you ever thought about doing what I do to make an extra income from home? Think about that. Maybe they're only saying no because they think that all you're trying to do is get them to buy products, when in reality, then you offer them an opportunity and they're like, whoa, girls don't usually offer me this, right? So try that on for size. Everybody who says no, just ask them, right? Because you never know if you don't ask. If I wouldn't have gotten asked, I wouldn't have joined this business. So just remember that. All right, so I'm gonna have you guys, there's a lot more questions, but obviously we're at 10 o'clock and I really want you guys to share like basically just like your biggest takeaways. So Rachel, I'm gonna start with you. Just like your biggest tip for somebody who's going Ruby, maybe is like, wow, 5 distributors, like that's a lot and that's a lot of volume and I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what's your biggest tip?
So my biggest tip is definitely to just keep going and stay consistent. If you are sitting there thinking you can't do this, that's when you need to turn your mindset around and talk to whoever, higher power, whatever you talk to, and just go through it and get it done. You're only going to be upset if you don't do it, but you never know what you can do if you just stay consistent and just go for it and get it done. Don't second doubt yourself. Don't do any of those things. I've been there, done that, and not fun. Just go with what your gut says and send the message. If you don't feel like it, just do it. Yep.
Okay, Linz.
Okay, so I left this out of my story on purpose because I wanted to save the best for last. So, sorry, my allergies are like killing me if I sound like kind of congested, but so I went Ruby 9 months in, you guys, and I'll never forget that feeling. I was just like, oh my God, I just went Ruby. Like Ruby was like the biggest freaking deal since sliced bread. Like I was like, I am Ruby. I can walk on water. Life is amazing. I am rich. And so what did I do? You know, what any normal person would do. I turned around and I dropped out of nursing school and I quit all my jobs. And then I was like, oh, wow, okay, I just did that. Now what? Like a lot of you guys might be thinking, you're kind of like, what do I do from here? Like, how do I tackle this? And like I said before, you just have to keep doing the next best thing. And I just remember I kept messaging people. I just remember I kept going. I just remember I kept dreaming bigger. And I thought of like, okay, I made that $300 extra a month. Now what? Because you're going to get to points in your business where you actually achieve your goals. And you're like, oh my God, there's more. Absolutely, there's more. Think about the braces, think about the Louis Vuitton bag, think about the dog, think about the apartment, think about going debt free, think about all of those incredible things. Stay consistent. You don't want to work this business? Okay, then go get a 9 to 5, see how that feels. You're not going to always feel like doing it. That's why you have to stay committed to the outcome. You have to look at the outcome and say, how is this going to make me feel? What is this going to do for my bank account? What is this going to do for my family? And then you just have to go out there and do it, because I bet you guys don't like going to your 9 to 5 every single day, but you get it done anyway because you have rent to pay. So wake up, work this business, go crazy. Honestly, like I literally thought to myself, I don't know how this is going to work out. Like I don't really have that much money to be quitting all of my jobs to do this full time, but guys, like honestly, God provided for me in such an incredible way. And he honestly just like, he said, okay, this is your dream and you have to go for it. And that's exactly what I did. So we know the family call is on, don't worry. It's recorded, you won't miss it. But yeah, so just go Ruby and don't stop. And that's my tips.
Oh, I love that. And I just have to say, guys, these girls had no experience. None of us did. We had no experience. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, they have this or they have that or they have this, we had nothing. We had nothing but the fact that we knew we wanted it to work and that we put $99 into a business and we were like, we got to make this work, or $50 or whatever you put into this. Okay, I put $99 into this. So I was like, I gotta make this work. So just know that like the only person on earth that can achieve your dreams is you. You're the only one that can make it happen. So go out there and make it happen, because I'm not gonna come and save you. Lindsay's not gonna come save you. Rachel, your enroller, whoever, nobody's gonna come and do it for you. Okay, no one's gonna come and pay your bills but you. So go out there and do the dang thing and change some lives while you're at it. Change yours and change so many others. Go change 5 in the next week, because when we come back on Sunday, on next Sunday, I want you guys to have this already done. And if you already have your conference ticket, you literally have 10, is it 10? Or did we release the other 10? I think it's just 10. 10, you have 10, okay? You for sure have 10. You have 10 codes to sign up people for $39. We signed up for $99. You got 10. You can go sign 5 people. 5 people. And conference is going to change your life. If you don't have your conference ticket, wow. If you don't have your conference ticket, go talk to your enroller right now and be like, what is conference and why do I need to go? Send that. Go send that to your enroller. What is conference and why do I need to go? I promise you that they will tell you exactly why and how it changed their life, okay? So first of all, get your butt to conference, get your conference ticket, and then I want you all to come back. Who is committed right now? Drop a 1. If you're gonna go help 5 people by next Sunday, you're gonna go help 5 people. I want this filled. I want this filled so that you will literally be so set up for success. And I promise you, if you fill this, listen to my words, I promise you, if you get 5 people, you fill this chart, you will be Ruby. You will be making an average of $450, $500 a month, and you'll make that next month. How many of you want that? Say me. How many of you want that? You all put what it's going towards. How bad do you want it? Like Lindsay said, how bad do you want it? Go show us how bad you want it. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night. Please tell these ladies thank you. They're seriously incredible. I literally have so many notes on my phone right now. So I am so excited for the rest of this series. It's every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same code. Make sure you're getting all these new girls that you're bringing in. They all better be on this Zoom on Sunday, okay? Because this is where the fire happens. How many of you, your butts are, look at all the fire emojis, okay? Let's go out. Let's go change some lives. Go get 5 and stay committed, because I'm going to ask who actually got their 5, and we'll see how many of y'all did it. I hope you guys have an amazing night. Go hop on the family call. Linz and Rachel, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. Bye, guys.